Hello, hello, hello. We are back with more Ace Attorney investigations. It's been a hot minute since I've touched this game. I got distracted with other games, but we're back. To refresh, we're in the middle of of one of them We're in the middle. What are these called? Of an investigation. What are these called? I don't know. They're doing the turnabout, that's the word. The word is turnabout. We're in the middle of, the kidnap turnabout. When we left off, we found a dead body, and Officer Meekins got arrested. And also, we have met Kay, which is cool. That's very cool. Good evening, Lamelon. Yeah, investigations, we're back. Finally. It's been too long. I was planning on actually playing this game on Friday. It was gonna work out perfectly. I heard about the Repo Monster update, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll play that on Monday. And then on Friday, I'll go back into Ace Attorney Investigations. And then Peak happened. The Peak Roots update happened. So, wasn't able to do that one anymore. I had to do that as soon as it came out. So, it's Monday. No new updates for games that I play have come out. So we're good. We're playing. Everything's great. Let's keep going this right. Yeah, he got murdered last time. I forgot about that too. Alright. March 13th, 1:22 p.m., Gatewaterland, main gate. Right, I forgot this happened at a theme park. A hotel theme park. That's funded by the police. I do not remember the voices that I did for this. Chased out like a pair of peasants. I don't remember the voice I did for her at all. Like, his is easy, it's just typical fancy guy voice, but hers, I don't fucking remember. Mr. Edgeworth, yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? The key to the city. You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy a burden on your soul to get away with ever. That's a good point. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. Unless it was in self-defense. But they're not talking about that. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. When I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, and I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go! I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just gonna have to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium, hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium! A witness? You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? The jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir! Thought he was about to be dragged away. Those detectives sure like they're enjoying... oh my god. Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. That must be the Pink Badger's car. Are those snacks in there? She's got the superior car. Thought there was a witness here. Are they in the car? Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth! Emma! It's Emma! Is your sister out of jail yet? I hope so. Oh, wow. It's been a few years, Emma. You're not 16 anymore. You definitely look older. That's cool. She's still got her signature glasses, though. Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh yeah, she had a huge crush on Edgeworth. I forgot about that. I forgot she had a huge crush on Edgeworth. Did I read that line? I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. I changed his voice. Why did I do that? Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. What's up, Emma? Let me just... I assume this is another Badger-mobile? Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. No shit! Yes, this is the retina-searing pink model. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief! Again, Kay, you're not really meant to tell people that. That's kinda something that you wanna keep to yourself. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do! Emma? So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science could do for you. I used these to track your footprints and followed them straight to you. Emma? That's a bit stalkery, Emma. I know you have a crush on Edgeworth, but that's a bit much, I think. You used a special fucking what is that? Just some spray to be able to see footprints? You used that and followed me here? From the airport? Did I walk here? Did I walk here from the airport? I would have thought that Edgeworth would have, like, grabbed a taxi or something. Did you track the taxi? Did you track the taxi too? Emma, Okay. Alrighty, Emma. I'm just gonna ignore that. This set is the greatest! It's so wonderfully scientific! You spray this chemical on the ground and when you shine the special light on it... Zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube! Great! It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction. You're being very calm about this, Edgeworth. That's good. Because what the fuck? Alright, witness. I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking. So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? What's that off in the distance? The Pink Badger! Oh hey, it's the Pink Badger! Badger, get! Badger, what does she see in these silly things? Alright, who's under the mask? I think this Badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? That's not an answer. Sorry, but I don't speak Badger dance. Okay. Oh my god, it's Old Bag! It's Old Bag! I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. Sure, that's the voice, I'm gonna go for it. You're... No, why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really? I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. This voice is all over the place. I don't even know what accent I'm doing right now. It's so all over the place. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm just gonna be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond typical and not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So, you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Wendy Oldbag, but you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands.
But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. For young girls, the other day happened to notice me who went through a rich, pretty season her at all. They said perfect.
Oh my god. I wasn't clicking that at all. That's just... It was just going. It was just going faster than I could read it.
You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, please, I'm begging you, by all means, do not provoke her any further. Hello, witness.
Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness.
Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today.
I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that?
So it's true, she is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was just a while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder! You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes?
Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me.
Alrighty, here we go. What did she witness? Her voice hurts me.
I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who shot fell right to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
Okay, I can't see any problems with it right now.
Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately.
What's that unfortunately you tacked on the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo?
Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. I'm not doing the voice again. Not right now, anyways. Alright, press. You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger?
You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work.
That's the kind of story that would scare a child for life, you know.
Well, that's why I chose to come to take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids.
So what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting?
Oh yes, that, well...
Okay, glance over, saw two men facing each other. Press on that. You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They looked like your average Joes. Joe! Completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful.
Oh my! Don't tell me you're jealous of those two men!
I've changed the voice again. Holy shit.
Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous.
It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just fowls compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them, I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a lot... Yeah, I don't need it. I've already said that one, I don't need to do it again.
Press on that. You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place,
Absolutely! The gun made a terrible racket when it was fired.
You didn't try and go help the person that got shot?
I'm only one person, you smart aleck brat! What could I have done?
I keep trying to go back and do the voice I was already doing, but I can't remember how I was doing it.
But I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help.
2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony.
Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything about something that jogged my memory?
Self-centered, are we? When it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? So about this new problem, what is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like. What is that gadget you're holding? Looks like a phone. What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief. I should have known it would be worthless.
Aw, don't be like that.
Oh, wow. Well, that's kind of in the realm of science fiction. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take the wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood! What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see, this old bag said there were 2 men who were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out, the victim fell to the ground. So with this we can inspect the crime scene as if it was in the past. See? So what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, this simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can ask them for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so you can just let me know, okay? Alrighty. Okay, so we got the victim on the ground. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item, huh? I doubt it's the horse. Is it the Badger-mobile? Something's missing. The head, maybe? Well, we don't know who was wearing a Badger outfit, do we? Body was moved from somewhere. Pending autopsy. Gunshot wound, lower right abdomen, 6-point right shoulder. Victim was killed elsewhere that moved. There should be blood here. That's it. Take that! Take that! This is the contradiction. Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get it. I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy Poo? How could you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shut down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. The costume soaked it up. I said that last time, I remember saying it. And I thought, ah man, it was actually moved, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But no, I was right, it was the fucking costume. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. The gun is not its own thing. Alright, I'm gonna... Can I present something? This isn't a photo, is it? Oh, okay, yeah. No, this isn't. Yeah, she doesn't know shit. And I can't present profiles. Maybe if I present the necklace? No, she doesn't know anything about that. So, I need to find a photo of someone. That's what I need. Actually, let me present the Bad Badger's head.
Yet another badger! I've had my fill of these things for a lifetime!
Thank you for the extra commentary, but all I wanted was for you to take a look.
Oh, alright. I guess I could do that, but only because it's you, Edgy Poo. What is wrong with this thing? Why is the blue badger wearing sunglasses?
How could she have not noticed all this time? Okay, so that's not anything for her. What about the Badgermobile? Nope, she doesn't know anything about that. Every time Old Bag talks, I give her a different voice, and it's not on purpose. But that is just what is happening. Can I make a connection? Oh. That's it. Yeah, that's what I needed to do. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume that there is a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes,
then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground.
Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. Oh man, if only we knew someone who was a stalker that could find footprints. If only there was somebody here that knew how to track footprints. Too bad we don't know anybody like that around. No stalkers that followed me to my location. None at all. None here. Wait a minute! Footprints, huh? I wonder how we could go about finding some of those. I think I might have an idea. No, I don't think she'd know.
This is amazing! Just feel the power of science!
For an analysis? Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can help find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something! Look right here! I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Can we? Can we? I mean, Old Bag is wearing a badger costume, and she's right here. I'm not sure that is... I'm not sure that's undeniable evidence right there. Whatever. Okay, in that case I'll update Little Thief simulation parameters. Can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. That blue badger is dead! He's dead! He's been shot! The blue badger is dead! Oh, that's so funny. So, the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Alright, yeah, I know what she's gonna call out. Start break. To glance over, saw two men facing each other in that area. Loud gunshot. Person who was shot suddenly fell to the ground. It's a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So does this mean Miss Olbach's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag and put it into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. I already know what it is, I'm just gonna find it. Because she said before that there wasn't anything significant about either of the men. But I think that, you know, the fact that one of them was the blue badger, or the bad badger, I guess, I think that's pretty significant. Break, glance over, two men facing each other. Press, You saw two men. Can you describe them? They look like your average Joes. Boring, you don't remember much. Nothing special, No, I'm not jealous, shut the fuck up. It's alright, Edgy-Poo. They're fouls compared to a stallion like you. No interest. Okay, well, I guess I'll present something here. Objection! Yeah, alright. I thought I'd have to get the fact that they were just average Joes added to their testimony, but I guess I didn't have to have that. Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know, why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier. Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look at them from there, it's so high up. Were you able to even see the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw 2 people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know? Not like when I was young. Group 10 Paste, also known as Flash, tried to make their move. I'm not easy with a judgmental... Okay. Huh. Let's return to our investigation, Sabike. You got it! Wah!
Edgeworth, hello Joe. The blue badger is dead. And also a hologram. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. But the little thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find info which may make it more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. Yeah, I know, it's very tragic. The Blue Badger, he had so much to live for. He still had people to kidnap. What do I need to do right now? So, do I have anything here? Nothing. Not enough to make a connection. Hey, wait. I'm actually confused about what I'm meant to be doing right now. There's stuff over here I can examine. It looks like they broke the stage down. Okay, that was something I needed to investigate. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. I'm sure that means the same thing. Okay. Let me... Stage was packed up. They're in the stage's shadow. Yeah, I don't think those two are that related. They're both stage related, I'm not sure. We'll probably be able to go over there at some point. Are these connected? Are they connected? I don't think they are, but I don't see anything else for me to investigate. It's quiet? Do you mean the game volume or my volume? Because I guess the game volume is a... Okay, yeah, stream volume's fine. Both. Yeah, I feel like that's on your side, because on the OBS, my voice is like... It's like going into the yellow. I guess your PC just hates my streams for some reason. Yeah, that is really weird. Cause like I'm like dipping into the yellow on the OBS volume. So it should be fine. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. He's only got half a body. He's only got half of a body. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even from a layman like me. I suppose, in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there's a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you, I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious the killer was on top of the stage, naturally? That would make sense. That would make sense that he was on top of the stage. Bullet entered through his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. Or, wait, or was he on the stage? Why wouldn't you show me the photo? Entered through his abdomen and exited through the shoulder. Okay, so I could say two things here. Either he was standing on the stage, which would make sense because then the gun would be pointed up at him, which would make sense why it entered through his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. Or it was the killer on the stage and the killer shot him from behind and we have it wrong. And it actually entered through his shoulder and exited from the abdomen. One of the two. Right, Miss Oldbag?
Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage.
See, now let me update the info in the simulation. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't... No, it's not. Investigation not complete. That shit doesn't make sense. Investigation is not complete. You put that hologram right back there. That does not make sense. That does not make sense with the information we have. You get that hologram, you bring it right back over here. That doesn't make sense. He would have either had to be through his back, or he would have had to be the one on the stage. Oh, it's long. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Long, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Long, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little thief is not a toy! I gotta fix my scenes here. Okay, wait. You two! Sir? Is it clearing out the stage? Oh no, they're putting the stage back. And there you have it, you see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Huh. Now this is a recreation. So what, do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course, even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. I mean, we can't argue his logic because ours is wrong. We have it wrong. It can't be the way that little thief did it because the bullet wound doesn't match up. The bullet wound doesn't match up. He had to either be standing backwards or he had to be the one on the stage. And based off the fucking autopsy, very quick autopsy, that Mr. Edgeworth performed, he would have had to be the one on the stage. This is gonna bother me so much until we fix this. It was not complete. It was not complete. It's still going. We still gotta fix this. It's not right. It's not right. I just realized that I've completely... I forgot to put my other... Because on my normal model, I have another eye shape that I added to my normal model, but I forgot to add it to this model with the attorney badge, and I'm just now realizing that after I've just tried to press it. I'll have to fix that later. Okay, well anyways. Let's hear Long's logic. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. Meekins is not capable of that. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. Oh, he's using my recreation. Oh, well then yours is wrong. Your logic is wrong because my recreation was wrong. Gotcha. That was the plan all along. I see you now, Edgeworth. I gotcha. This is totally not the plan. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. It wasn't. It wasn't, Kay. Your recreation was so wrong. It wasn't so wrong, but it was pretty wrong. It was wrong. You see? Thanks for understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow, I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Rebuttal. Okay, Officer Meekins letting wait for the victim on top of the stage. Victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. Objection! I've been waiting to do that. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Long. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. Good, good. Edgeworth knew. Edgeworth was aware. I'm glad about that. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited through his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction! You're discounting your own conclusion. Because our conclusion was wrong, and we can see that. Unlike you, who will just take whatever sounds right and run with it. No, this is one point. No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter of our recreation. The killer and victim's locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim are wrong. I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we were initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. See, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. I'm so glad we got this cleared up. If this is what happened, it also explained the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then what about the footprints? He was also wearing a badger costume. Old bag, you're going to jail! Oh wait, shit, there's still Meekins! This still incriminates Meekins. We did all of this and try to get Meekins off the hook, and yet he's still on the hook. God damn it. Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. The blue badger shot the blue badger. I guess the red badger shot the blue badger. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Long? Meekins, I'm so sorry. You're still going to jail. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that all alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. No, it does not clear him of the crime, and pretty sure that incriminates him further. Why would that clear him at all? You were already set that he was here. The fact that he was in a costume, that would clear him less. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger Badgermobile. The story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. Were there tire marks here? I didn't see any tire marks. You believe he moved the body of the car? That's right, it was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us the way he did. The 3 tire tread marks are very telling, however, it is the Blue Badger Badgermobile the only thing creating such a pattern? The only thing that can create a pattern. I mean, there are the other Badgermobiles, like the pink one. That's right over there. Do we have anything else that could have created that? I mean, we only have the Blue Badger Badgermobile. And that's just a map, it doesn't tell us anything about the Badgermobiles. That... yeah, that doesn't tell me anything. And that doesn't say anything about the Badgermobiles either. Alright. I'm gonna have to press because I can't see anything out of the way here that I can press, or present. The tire marks, yeah, the tire marks, the one there beneath the stage. Oh, yeah, there they are. They were hidden up until now by the various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made, they must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct? Yeah, probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were made. The tires on the Blue Badger Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I'd say it's the Blue Badger Badgermobile, because, well, that's pretty obvious too. Say Blue Badger Badgermobile 5 times fast. Blue Badger Badgermobile, Blue Badger blah. Yeah, I can't do it. Three tire marks indicate the Blue Badger Badgermobile. Press it. Take a shot every time I say Blue Badger Badgermobile. 3 tire marks. I have to agree that the Blue Badger Badgermobile has 3 tires. Of course, the only thing in this park that can make those marks is the roving shop. Are you forgetting that there are in fact 3 of them? You can't simply ignore the pink and the proto Badgermobiles, Agent Long. Not so fast. Of course, I didn't say it couldn't be either of the other 2, but I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. Story... getting stolen is just a lie. Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct? Of course not. Well, that was blunt. But suppose it is a lie, that would explain a lot of things. Like his movements and his whereabouts. Drove the Blue Badgermobile, committed the murder. Press. So you still claim the tire marks belong to the Blue Wait, did I just do that one? No, I didn't. It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body. Yep. Press. Besides the Blue Badger Badgermobile, there are other ways the body could have been moved. Call what the Wild Wild West area looked like. Only the Blue Badger Badgermobile and Mr. Deacon's body were in the garage. I'd say that's proof. Suppose if one were to look at that place, it would be the only logical conclusion. However, my experience tells me that the truth is usually not so easily found. Is there some sort of problem with Agent Long's statement regarding that scene? Like the only thing that car was selling was death, not dreams. If only what Agent Long believes turns out to be true. The three tired tread marks are very telling, however. Blue bag? Yeah, only thing capable of creating such a pattern. The scene. What was wrong with the scene? I mean, it was a garage for 3 cars. 2 Blue Badger mobiles. I guess one was a Proto Badger. And the other was the Pink Badger one. They weren't there. I mean, it's possible they just dropped the body off and left. I mean, there is also the... I can't see... I can't see the scene. If I could see the scene, that'd be really helpful, but if I'm remembering correctly, the tire marks weren't in the right place. Like, they were from the other Blue Badger. They're from the Proto Badger mobile. So maybe I'll present this. Objection! Objection! Music is still going. No, that was wrong. Or at least I did it in the wrong place. Okay, no. Okay. He drove the Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Just a lie. 3 marks that indicate the Badgermobile. Maybe I just presented it in the wrong spot. Because I can't see anything else that could have done that. Maybe I present the Badgermobile itself? I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Okay, wait, what is it? No, I meant to look at it, I didn't mean to present it. Yeah. I know I presented the wrong thing. Okay, let me just take a look at the notes. Preliminary indicates gunshot wound, delivered admin. It was killed elsewhere than moved. Yeah, no, this doesn't have anything to do with anything. Maybe I just do the Badgermobile. Objection! That was it. I don't know why that was it, but that was it. Sorry, Agent Long, but that's an impossible tale. Why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by our Officer Meekin's Blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. I've never been to the stadium. The tires are clean? Maybe? Take that! Take that! Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldback's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the Proto Badger? That's right. Yeah, I was right. They're hard to see, but look, the tire marks, they're from the Proto Badger side, not the Blue Badger side. I'm surprised I remember that. It's been weeks since I've seen this. Why did nobody call this out before? This is pretty obvious evidence right here. Wait, let me turn them off for a sec so you can see better. Look! Right there! did nobody notice this before? That's right, there's only one more parking space inside that garage, and it proves the existence of a Proto-Badger Badgermobile. Agent Long, I suggest you find this Proto-Badger-mobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. No. Hey, did you hear something? Hell. Help me. Who the fuck are you? Are you alright? Well, this is something. Look like we found our kidnapping Oh, you're the victim! You're the victim! Now I know what you look like. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But one was a woman. Old bag, you're going to jail! A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. You're going to jail, old bag. Nope, I pressed the space bar with my elbow. Whoops, I have no idea what he just said. Ugh, again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easy. Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not gonna rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? I don't like this guy. Fair maidens. Oh, she's... You're... Old bag, you are not good at holding your ground at all. My little rascal, you sure know the way to a woman's heart. Long Z says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Cool. Trying to outdo my Eddie-poo with all your fancy-schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with, so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth! And we're just gonna leave him on the ground. Okay, cool. To be continued. We're not stopping here. We're gonna keep going. Alrighty. Oh. Back. Here we go. We're back in the Wild West area. Kitty cat! Looks like we got the boot again. With lads safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? What fucking else murder happened here? What do you know that I don't? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Oh, the old guy. Tell me it's true! Tell me you've really found my boy! Yes, Mr. Romano, we found him earlier in the stadium. Then, my little Lance is unhurt? He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Long. Last I saw him, he was unconscious on the ground. I don't think he's doing much answer questioning right now. Poor Lance! It must have been so horrible for him, locked up like a... There we go. Lance Amano. Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. I did not do anything. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say, I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I must have forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. My dear Viola. Oh, wait. I think I know who Viola is. Do I know who Viola is? I think I know who Viola is. I'm pretty sure I know who that lady is. Oh, this is mafia shit. He got kidnapped by the fucking mafia. That would make sense. Okay, so Viola is one of the kidnappers. I mean, the other one can't be that guy, because he's in jail. Would the rest of the kidnappers be Viola's family? Maybe. Okay, well obviously one of the kidnappers was Oliver. The other one's Viola, and there's gotta be a third. Which must be someone in Viola's family, if I had to guess. Background information, spoilers for Phoenix Wright games, but Viola appeared in the third game, if I'm remembering her name correctly. I could be totally wrong about this. I could be totally wrong. But I'm pretty sure I remember her name. And she was working as a secretary for for a loan shark who had the same haircut as Phoenix Wright. And I forgot his name. I think he went by like LT Gray or something. And her family is in the mafia. So that's interesting. And Lance, I don't know, I guess she decided Lance liked her or something. I don't know. A letter. Letter. Ah, the way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. That was a threatening note, sir. Sir, you think that note was a good one? That looked threatening. Ah, the way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know? Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? Yeah, that's not a love letter, that's threatening. That is it's a very simple love letter? What do you mean? This looks like some shit that Light Yagami would write in the fucking Death Note. That shit's threatening. Why is the ink running so much? Why are there two different kinds of ink on it? One of them's black, the other one's purple? Did she cry on it? What? It's a very simple love letter. Oh hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a lone- Tender Lender! I'm right, this is Viola. This is the same Viola. Tender Lender, the loan shark company. I knew it! Okay, well the guy in charge- I guess she just took charge of the loan company, or her family did, because the guy who's running the loan company is in jail for murder. So... Wow, okay, so this is the same Viola. Or her name is Viola, I wasn't entirely sure, but it is. Tender Lender Loan Company. How did I not notice those letters? I should have noticed those. I don't know how everybody's looking at this fucking note and being like, oh, it's just a simple, cute little love note. No, it's not. That shit is threatening. Election bill, okay. Love letter. Why are we all saying this is a love letter? This is a threat. This is a threat. Okay. Anything I need to present here? I'm not. No, I don't think I need to. What about you? Lansamano. He loves me not. He loves me not. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one! No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose, if they were me, then... I believe that you said that you were Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. What does that mean? Does that mean you just decided that he's your boyfriend, or that you're his girlfriend, and he doesn't know that? But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either? Girl. Girl. Is that a fucking ring pop? Girl. Whatever. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It's a ring pop! It's just a ring pop! He gave you a ring pop, that doesn't mean that you're dating. Oh my god. Hello Cookie. Welcome to the stream. There's been a murder that has taken place. There was a kidnapping, but we found the kidnapping victim, and now there's a murder who was probably a kidnapper. And now, you know, we found this love letter, I guess. I guess it's a love letter. They all seem to think so. Doesn't look like a love letter to me personally, but you know, to each their own, I guess. And now, you know, we're talking it to this girl who says that she's his girlfriend because he gave her a ring pop. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is that just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? Yeah, because that's how your relationship with Phoenix Wright is going, huh? Well, my father used to work for Mr. Armano. And so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud! Okay. That doesn't mean shit. That's what I'm saying. Oh, thank you for the follow, Cookie. Yeah, Edgeworth and I were on the same page here. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group. What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On a Pegasus. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mango, or Joe, is a good friend of mine. You had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Lies he hates me? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I lied. Pops? I swear to God, girl. You say he's not around anymore. That makes me think he's dead. But if this is just another thing of you saying shit wrong... I swear to God, Pops. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned. Okay, no, he is actually dead. Okay, I'm sorry, Pops. I'm sorry, Pops. I'm sorry I was, I apologize for being skeptical of your father's status. He is actually dead. I'm sorry for your loss. Okay. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long. I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live! About the case. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? That's because of my women's intuition. What the fuck is going on in that head of yours? You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. I think you're a worse stalker than Emma. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. She started fantasizing again. Yeah, we're not gonna get much out of her. So what are you gonna do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. Thank you, Cookie. I believe there's one location that might hold a clue or two. The isolation room. The place we were held as prisoners. Hold it, don't let me in with you. I can't allow you to slander my good name as a great thief by saying I was captured. Right, my mistake. The thieves didn't capture you. You just went into the place I was captured and then you were stuck. My mistake. Not being able to escape from somewhere qualifies you as a caged bird, Kay. Besides, we checked that place out pretty well while we were there, remember? Don't you think it'd be an even better idea to check out somewhere else? Perhaps you are right. What I really need right now are leads to the killer's identity. Okay, not the isolation room. Kidnapper's hideout. Sure. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. We're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Long and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there's no harm in asking the officer over there to let us in. Oh, right. The kidnapper hideout was over there, wasn't it? What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around? Sir, roger, sir. I'm surprised that was easy. Yeah, you see, Edgeworth and I on the same wavelength. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Long order you to not allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. Thank you, Gumshoe. You're a very big help. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give you this document, sir. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh. He was a convict, going by a fake name. That explains things. The man in this picture, isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon? But the name here says Colin Deveray. That was the name on the horse pendant. That's the one on the horse pendant. It appears that Colin Deveray was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What was the case he was convicted of? What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently, he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. Okay. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, More than thinking things through... Oh my god. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Why was that so hard for me to say? Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when we went to check out the room. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break down the door, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Long's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. Okay. That is a broken mirror. Okay. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. Well, you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Okay, please, must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Let's go and do that. Okay, well... First of all... I wanna look at this. Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Pennydent prison. Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. And that's it. Edgeworth, I thought you said that these were thorough. What was he even convicted of? Okay, well... Right away I'm noticing there's yeah. This must be where they dispose of old and worn out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw out costumes away in pieces. Okay. Ooh, they have barrels just like these outside. Yes, and? Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them? There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash. What have we here? Looks like a sword. A broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? That is weird. Maybe that's what was keeping the door closed, and they had to break that. When they were breaking down the door, they broke that with it. Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about this, this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it, or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. If I had to guess, it was probably in this door, keeping it closed. Mirror? Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth! It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it? Maybe? Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly. They're not even a single hair off. I feel bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. Beyond this door is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you. Must you keep reminding me? But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face. You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. Key. I wonder what this key is to. You got me. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. Those keys look nothing alike. The only similarity is that they're keys. That's it, that's supposed to be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor, you only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I'm not having this conversation with you. I mean, if I had to guess, they're to the Badgermobiles. That's 3 cups of coffee. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like only 3 cups were used. Why did they just pour 3 cups of coffee and then do absolutely nothing about them? Not one of them took a sip. A poster of the Gatewater land is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige, Gatewater land has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs set around the table. So yeah, definitely looks like 3 kidnappers. One was Deacon, one is Viola, and the other one is somebody else. Okay, yeah, I think I got everything here. A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do, and I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family, you'll see! She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation. And then there's the trapdoor. Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room too! It's not a trapdoor, it's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. I know that. The door leading to the outside world was locked. So Lance must have escaped his prison through here. I mean, yeah, he did say he did that. This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. Yeah, look, there's the sword. That's definitely what happened. That doorknob handle thing is looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent. But how's that possible after what that officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, the lock itself should be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be? 'Cause the sword was blocking it. The panel that had the panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful of where you step, Kay. I only fell into that other opening once, you know. I didn't fall into the opening at all. Yeah, that was everything. Alright, I can start making some connections now. First of all, door leading outside, broken prop sword, connect those. Got it. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock, and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight, despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. Oh, you mean? Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. You see how the handle is completely destroyed? So that's how the sword broke. Folding chairs, cups. Seems like they go together. Yeah. The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up. Literally. It's possible that there was a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers, but instead we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. Ah! What is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. Proto-Badger, get! Alright, only one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the bad Badger and I'm done! Ah yes, I vaguely recall a contest of something of that sort. Yeah, maybe the one that's being advertised directly behind you? What? It's gone! Oh, where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? A bad Badger costume is missing, sir! Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because of the kidnapper stole it. I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto-Badger, please tell me a little bit more about these costumes you use. Alrighty. What did you mean by a bad Badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We are 1 bad Badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park, the others should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the bad Badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other Badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Hell, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad Badger? Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime and there's no costume! Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then are you saying that there's 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh? Recall the costumes for a minute. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? The pink Badger?
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink Badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad Badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 bad Badger costumes, but the question is why? I mean, do these go together? Yep. The second Bad Badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. What do you mean? That costume in the trash. Would you say that's wearing some very telltale pants? Hey, you're right! Let's get it out of there and take a look. As I suspected, it's a Bad Badger costume. Well, minus the head. The head's in the other room. Alright, well, there's a... I think the hand is pretty obvious. Look! Its hand is hurt! It looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this Bad Badger costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the Blue Badger. I always knew the Blue Badger was one ferocious beast. I somehow doubt that even the real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that K. I don't know, I've heard some things about badgers. I've never seen one, but I know one badger specifically is pretty, ferocious. Is it connected to anything? I don't know. I don't think it's related to anything I have. I can't see what it would be related to. Okay, I'm not deducing anything right now. I have no idea what I could deduce. Okay, can I... Yeah. I wanted to go into the other room, but I guess that's not an option. How did you know my name? You're pretty famous, sir. I would think that most people would know who you are. Famous? Me? Absolutely, sir. You're always very active in the community, I hear. Wow, I didn't know you were such a celebrity, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've met this person before. Maybe it's just my imagination. He's the butler. Okay, wait. What could relate to... What could relate to the... I feel like I have to do something about the hand. But what could I deduce about the hand? I don't think the sword would relate. I don't know, maybe it's because of this? I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like I have to deduce something, and I don't think I have anything else. So I'm gonna try this. No, it's not. That's not it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's the head? No, it's not. It's not the head. Am I missing something? You said it looked like something was ripped out of it. Hand is hurt. Ripped off. Oh, wait. I do have this. The gun! He's missing his gun. It's the gun. Yep, there it is. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Oh, the gun! That's exactly what I said. Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However... You there, did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is of course not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. Seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. Okay, so 2 Bad Badger costumes are taken. One of them had the gun ripped out of its hand. Why didn't... What about the other one? Because the other costume should have had a gun too. Why didn't they just use that one? Maybe they both needed a gun. Maybe 2 of them needed a gun. Okay, so if I'm thinking about this correctly... Okay, so Mr. Deacon was in the Bad Badger costume. Deacon was in the Bad Badger costume, and so he already had a gun. And then they tore the gun off of a different Bad Badger costume so that one of the other kidnappers could have a gun. But both of those guns are fake. And then the third kidnapper had a real gun, and that was used to kill Mr. Deacon. If I had to guess, so, you know, we know Deacon had a fake gun. I'm assuming Viola also had a fake gun, so that would make the third kidnapper the one with the real gun. And, you know, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say Viola was probably in the Proto-Badger costume. I'm just going off on a limb here. That's probably who was in the Proto-Badger costume, is probably Viola. And then the Blue Badger is probably the killer. I think we're about done with this room. So what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay. Wild West area. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Oh, you're mad. We gotta hurry, sir, come on! What is it, detective? They found a Blue Badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing? He's escaped. Bingo. That's why you gotta come down to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir. Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. To be continued. Not yet. We're keeping going. I want to try and finish this today. And I feel like just the thought this might be the last one. I could be wrong, but I really want to try and finish this today. Gumshoe, you said a Blue Badger costume was found. That looks like a dead man in a Blue Badger costume. Like, you said a Blue Badger costume, there is a person inside of that costume. I feel like the fact that there is still a person inside of that costume should have been mentioned. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Okay, no, there isn't a person in there. There's a necklace. And the chain, it looks like the same one that, Oliver, or I guess Colin, was that the name? But yeah, look, Colin Deveray, yeah. But look, the chain is consistent. Looks like they might be related. Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Then let's get down to it. Yep. Okay, first of all, necklace. What do we have here? Oh, it's another pendant! That's 2 treasures in one day! How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too! Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... Hold it right there. Is he still in cuffs? Wait, is Lance still in cuffs? Wait, hold on. Can you move over for a minute, Lang? Did you never take the cuffs off of him? Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ugh. A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren! Lauren! Wait! Isn't that... Wait, but her... Lauren Pops, right? But that would be Lauren P. That said Lauren D. But I mean, it would make sense because she's suspicious as hell. She is suspicious as all hell. Lauren Pops. Wait. Deveray. Is it possible that Lauren's name is actually Lauren Deveray? Because it did say in his dossier that he has 1 daughter. So I mean, like, he's not a young guy. His daughter would be an adult by now. And it did say Lauren D, so I think it's very possible that Lauren is Colin's daughter. Yeah, she said that her dad got on a plane and she never saw him again. But we know Oliver, or Colin, we know that he went to jail and he never went back to see his daughter and wife after he escaped. And these are wings like a Pegasus. Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper! No, you don't understand, Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Lance! You're kidding! Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers? Yes. Okay, she was just one of the kidnappers, alright. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. Okay, so there's 2 possibilities. So either Lord was the female kidnapper, which she is one, but Viola... So that would mean if Viola was one of the kidnappers, which, I mean, I assumed so, but I guess can't be sure, then that means that we had Colin as one of the kidnappers, Viola as the other one, and Lauren as one more. Okay. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey guys, case closed! Get the car ready, I mean the special one for this young lady. Again, Mr. Prosecutor? What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit of the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. That's good. I'm glad Meekins has been cleared. That's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Yeah. Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yeah, I killed him. Okay, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. This does not seem right. I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession. Agent Long, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops, yes? I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough? It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason as to why you can't? I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away in the losing mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today. Alright. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me. He tried to kill me. There, are you satisfied? She has confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Mr. Pops, is what you've said really the truth? Yes, it is. If that were the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there's something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. I think it's gotta be he tried to kill me. I want to press on that. Can't say anything wrong with that. Mm-hmm. That's true. I want to press on that. Why do you think he did? I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Pops. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever really likely to happen? Raise an objection. Sorry, but I don't think what you've claimed is at all that likely. Huh? I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you. But why? We were total strangers. No, you're not. You're his fucking daughter. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, are you? You really are— oh. I read that wrong. You really are clueless, aren't you? What do you mean? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. Okay. Okay, so it's either the Lauren D. pendant, or I'm gonna present the pendant. Back. Back. Okay, whatever. Pendant shaped with a pair of wings has a rather nice aesthetic to it. Nice to see even you can appreciate its beauty. Things made of platinum silver tend to have a nice feeling about them, you know. I was only talking about its shape, Kay. Oh, is that what you were talking about? But you know, if we were talking about wing shapes, I think the brooch on my scarf is way cooler. That's not made of platinum silver, is it? It's handmade, okay? I'm sorry it's not made of the expensive stuff. Well crafted. Okay, back. I'm presenting this. Take that. Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pendant? This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. The dossier. Boom. Take that. Does that really have anything to do with the pendant? What the heck, of course not. Oh, it doesn't? Oh, no, it's his pendant.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? Hey, you're right, they're the same color and they're even made of the same material. Okay, yeah, of course they would be. I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try? Wow, it's totally Pegasus! But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a smart lady, I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. What? No, that can't be! So the two make a set. Just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. You lack imagination, Mr. Long. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. Okay, now I do the dossier.
Take that!
Now I do the dossier. Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, the name that is etched on the horse pendant. What? An alias? I suppose he had to hide the fact he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written here in Mr. Deveray's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning, daughter, presents. Mr. Deveray has one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie! That person was not my father! He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? What is so funny, Agent Long? You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What are you trying to say? Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Another possibility. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Yeah, I guess so. So this is his version of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that they didn't know of their true relationship, right? And you're saying that the two of them committed the kidnapping together. That's right. As one really rotten family. Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Okay. Hey, let me take a look at the evidence. Okay, so his argument is that they knew each other and they did the kidnapping plot together. But I mean, why would they steal 3 costumes? Got a badger costume capable of firing blanks. History. There's also the love letter, quote unquote love letter. Well, it's the most threatening paper I've ever seen. So that could also be, you know, a hint to that. That could also be a hint that there was another person involved. But I think the more decisive piece of evidence right now for it would be the stolen costumes. So, possible that they both knew the fact, can't say anything against it. Yeah. Use their meetings, still kidnapping. Let me press all that. You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were in fact family. Yep, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles well. Is what I need to prove the fact that there was a third person involved? I'm not sure what else I would need to prove, because he's right, I can't prove the fact that they didn't know each other. Wouldn't I say it's probable? Let's see, will I say it's probable? I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence of the contrary. Lario is certainly probable. Better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad. Is it factually correct? Okay. I think I'm gonna try and present the fact that 3 costumes are stolen. Well, technically 4, but that hasn't been updated. Objection! That was it. That was the correct thing to do. This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone. What kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3?! 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is this mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. Oh, I gotta present a profile. I mean, it could be Lance. It could definitely be Lance. It wasn't Oldbag, it wasn't Emma, it wasn't Lauren, we're already proving her innocence. It wasn't Meekins. I guess it could have been him, but I mean, he got murdered, I don't think it was him. It wasn't her, it wasn't him, wouldn't that be a plot twist? It wasn't her, it wasn't Gumshoe, so it's between these 2. It's either Ernest or Lance. So I'm presenting Lance. Take that! Lance Armano! Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Oh yeah, because of the loan shark. Yeah, because the loan sharks are after him. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But I know I only saw 2 people. He does still have are those handcuffs? They look like handcuffs. This guy is being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Ah yes, about when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? No, I will not. Lance's testimony. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. His hands are still cuffed! Long, why haven't you taken off his damn handcuffs? Just letting this poor guy... I mean, he's not a poor guy. He staged all of this. But you're just letting this poor guy, theoretically, just keep his hands in cuffs? My god. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. I like the little detail of his like peeking behind his hand. That's a cool detail, I like that. It shows that he's lying. I like that sprite. I really like this sprite, actually. Through the underground passageway, I presume. Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. How can you not? Why do you look at me with AC daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Long, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at all times, and so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Yep. Kidnapped yesterday morning. Let's press on that. I can't remember. Can you tell me about when you were abducted in a little more detail? It was a strange morning. Felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. Where were you when you experienced this calm? Our family garden, of course. Where else could it have been? Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince. I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah. Then out of the blue, someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth. You didn't see your attacker. They must have used some drug to knock me out, because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hideout already, all tied up. Had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. Then, you were in the same room as your kidnappers. They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared. I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. Right, yeah, this must be the point that Edgeworth was talking about. The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. What do you mean by unwanted mutt? What a pointless question. It's not like he's gonna tell you anything new, you know. It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well. You're cuffed? No. Yeah, he said his hands were cuffed. Like they're not still cuffed.
Hold it!
Then those cuffs on your wrists, I suppose you are still cuffed in that case. I am well aware of how chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid I'm stuck like this. I love how the cuffs are totally big enough for him to be able to slip his hands through them. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner. Oh, You can passageway in your theme park. Yeah. I meant to press. There we go. How did you manage to escape? I wanted to get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked. No, it wasn't. That's why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. Yeah, the door wasn't locked. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Objection. You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really? We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Shina? Yes, that's correct. Then take a look at this. What is that? Sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not simply just remove the sword and escape? Why didn't I? I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own. You've been making this guy to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive, what else? The loan shark letter. Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself?
Objection!
Yep, this proves it. Boom. Love letter. Yeah, love letter. To put it simply, Lance had a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy had accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Ugh. Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. Must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh? Alright, I give up. I abducted myself. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town somewhere where no one would know us. So you were gonna let her go to jail? For kidnapping you and your murder? Yeah, alright. Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. Yeah, I see how it is. I wanted us to be well off about 1 million, but now that dream is over. Oh, Lance! Then you are giving yourself up, Yes, I'd planned to run away from this world of my lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money, that's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside the room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lolly left first in the blue badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume. took the suitcase with the $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person is not my father. Because if it was, I just killed my own father. You did kill him? I thought Lance killed him. It was you? Actually? Oh my god. Molly, then, it really was you. That man was not my father, I mean, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot and the other person crumpled to the ground and I ran, scared for my life. Then who moved him? I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? If what she says is true, are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? You'd be surprised about how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Yeah, question is, because we know that the gun that Colin had, we know that his gun was a fake. It could only fire blanks. We know one of the guns was real, so the question is, who had the real gun? Was it Pops, or was it Lance? Because we don't know. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. Okay, wait, what evidence do I have? Yeah. The missing model gun, Stadium, bad badger, blowing suitcase with the $1 million in it. Point his gun at me and shoot me dead, but we know he wasn't, because it wasn't real. Use the gun you got from Lance.
Objection!
Okay, no. Okay, yeah, so we don't know which one Pops had. So I'm gonna use that for, actually, I'll ask him. I'll press her on that.
Hold it!
You shot Miss Deacon. Mr. Deacon. Miss Pops. Yeah, I shot him. and that, they say, is that. Agent Long, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet. Miss Pops, if you please. Alright. Okay.
Hold it!
Were you able to clearly see the gun? Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know. I mean, it depends on the father. I don't want to believe it myself. It's true, my father's left arm was raised with a gun in it, pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought. Miss Pops, please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time? Okay, so yeah, so this is the one I have to press, or present the Bad Badger gun on.
Objection!
About it? Sir Roof, sir. Did I not? And Gumshoe's here. Oh yeah, Gumshoe is here. I thought I presented the... Did I not present the right piece of evidence? Or maybe I have to present the Bible.
Objection!
Okay, wait, no, I know I have to present something here. Did I really not present the correct thing? I'm not sure. Maybe I presented the wrong thing, I don't remember.
Objection!
Okay, no, okay, well, what am I meant to be here? What am I meant to do here? Okay, I'm gonna press everything.
Hold it!
Please calm down, let's slowly talk through this. But I have to do simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me? Alright, so at the stadium, a bad badger pulling a suitcase with the 1 million in it. That was the ransom money, wasn't it? Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It's all thanks to what Lance told me. What did he tell you? Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun. Hand at me, aiming to shoot me dead. Already pressed on that, and I pressed on that too. And I meant to press on that last statement, but I accidentally clicked through it. Look at the last one. I'll press on this one. Did you take off immediately following the gunshot? Yes. And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot? I was scared. I don't blame you, I would have done the exact same thing. Or Miss Pops, what will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth? Okay, so, I mean... Let me... There's a head here. Where is the other costume? That's a good question. Blue Badger, Lord Pops, Proto Badger, Lancer Mono, Bad Badger, Oliver Deacon. What am I meant to present here? I actually don't know. Okay, wait, let me... At the stadium, suitcase of 1 million. Yeah. The gun in his left hand of me. What was... It was at the stadium. At the stadium? We know what happened at the stadium. Pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it. Why would he be on the stage? Dead. Use the gun I got from Lance. Okay. What am I meant to present here? Because I could have sworn... Because I could have sworn that I would have had to present the model gun. But I already presented it on both of the things that I thought I would need to present it on. I don't know. Hold on, I'm just looking up a little wider just to get through this, because I've already lost a lot of life on this, and I really don't know what I'm meant to do here. Okay, let me just take a look at this. Here's a walkthrough, and then I'm at the end. Just wait for that to load. Why does this have such an issue with loading? Hold on, wait, I'm looking it up on my phone, just for some reason the computer's taking a bit. taking a bit on my phone too. I don't know what it is with the site, but every time I try to use it, it's always taking a really long time to load. I don't know why it does that. Okay, I'm trying a different one. See, that one took no time at all. Okay, no, this doesn't tell me anything. Okay, this one. Wait, why am I on this? Wait. Okay, what are... Yeah. This year. Ability. Sword of Popcorn. Okay, chain of events, that's the one I'm on. Press third statement. On the new fourth statement, present Colin Dossier. Devin Colin Dossier. This one?
Objection!
No. What? That's what this is telling me. Am I on the wrong thing? Okay, wait. Press on the... Okay, chain of events. That's what this is, right? Or... I can't tell. It's hard. What is this? What am I on? Is this chain of events? This is chain of events, right? I'm on chain of events. Press it on the third statement.
Hold it!
Pretty sure I already did that. You felt that your life was in danger. Oh, did I never press on that? I thought I did. Oh, I'm about to die, I thought. So I used the gun I got from... Okay. What? Oh, I need to use the other site, but the other site... Okay, wait. Okay, what is it with this site taking so long? Because I don't really want to lose any more life. I've already lost a lot of it. I'm not sure what I need to present here, but the walkthrough site just takes so long to load for no reason. I don't know why it is. I don't know. Why does this take so long to load this one specific site? Every other site is fine. But this one specifically takes forever. I don't want to keep guessing, as I'm gonna run out of life and then I'm gonna have to restart this. Why is this taking forever? This work? Spoiler 3 walkthrough. Okay. Let's try this one. Oh, there it is! Finally. Yeah, it's Meekins, already did that. A little bit of proof, already did that. Another possibility, did that. Chain of events, here we go. Okay, but that badger... Okay, wait. Okay, press the third statement. This is the third statement. But that badger... Okay, I need to present Colin Deveray at the new statement, but that badger pointed the gun in his left hand at me, aiming to shoot me dead. But I'm not getting that. Here, this one. So I need to present Colin here. The Colin... Oh, because he's right-handed! That's why it is, because he's right-handed. There we go, finally. Because he's right-handed. So it wouldn't be in his left hand. Got it. Oh, and that's also why... Because it's in his right hand here. That's why. Okay. That's why. According to this, your father was right-handed. Then. The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon. Not so fast. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand. Right. Which is why the only hand he could have held was a real gun. Okay, but he also needed a free hand for the suitcase. Is it impossible it went down like that? Absolutely not. Agent Long, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in a court to catch it. Enough of the smugness, out with it already. Miss Pops told us earlier, there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it. Exactly. According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops? Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on his face. But if that's the case, even I can see the huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. Wasn't the Bad Badger? Both hands are not occupied. Both are correct. It's both of these. They are both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with an irresolvable. Irresolvable? Okay, sure. I don't think that's a word. Irresolvable. I'm looking that up. Oh, would you look at that? That is a word. Alright, I've never heard that word before, but apparently it's real. Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if that Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? The head! The head!
Take that!
Finally, I can use the head! The costumes have two parts to them, the head and the body. Oh, I get it now! The head Miss Pop saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, it is not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger. A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of the badger. The body of the Bad Badger Miss Pop saw. The Proto-Badger.
Take that!
What? The heck is it? It's the Proto-Badger. Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the Blue Badger costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the Pink Badger is of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto-Badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto-Badger costume? That would be Lance. Not so fast. Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing. The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup, and its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing that she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. Haha, I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have to do all of that, huh? There's but one possibility, Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What? No! That's slander! Take it back! You take it back right now! Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker had a gun in his left hand. Ha! And what who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger's bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right? Objection. Of course, logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he thought of that as well, and prepared accordingly. That should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Missing model gun. There we go. We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Pops, where is the gun you use now? I threw it away into the sea. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was, although I believe we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question. I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I am right is very high. Alright. Let's pretend you're right and the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Ha! I knew you were full of it! However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. Well, wait a second. It's simply not possible, because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. Okay. What Miss Pop saw? I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Miss Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. That was me! That was me! The Bad Badger head, it was on me! You saw me! After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape. That was me! So, Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right? We thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium, but then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. Looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time. And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard the plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pop saw the victim with her own eyes, which means that the victim was still alive at that time, wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? Because it was me! There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. So I have to press. Came back to the hideout long after the other two. Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon, securely to the beam in the room next door. Press. You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw? Yes, I'm certain of what I saw. Did you go in the other room to check? Lance said it was best if I didn't Lance said it would be best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul. Then, are you telling me that you did not confirm it was Mr. Deacon for yourself? I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a Bad Badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon. She saw a Bad Badger head.
Hold it!
That was me! So the tied-up Mr. Deacon was still in his Bad Badger costume? Yes, and? It appeared that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Yes, absolutely. The person you saw was not the victim. What? Why not? I'll tell you why not. With this, this, Miss Pops, shows that the person you saw was not the victim. Is it the head again? I feel like it must be the head again. Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. Huh? The person you actually saw was this person. Me! It was me. Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth? I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at the time. Well, Lance, am I right? That's, You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger's head on. And then made your costumed escape together. Or so you pretended. Huh? What do you mean he pretended? Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword. He then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right! You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would still have had to see me tied to that beam. I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. Gah. Who said that? Please wait. Mr. Amano. Oh, Miles, my boy. Looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad? Let's see, you're the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is? It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing, and a gun. And it's soaking wet. And another gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. There's broken glass inside the head. The mirror. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Ugh. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There. Now, Agent Long, please calm down. What the heck is that scrap of paper? This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The Chief of Police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. Oh, there. Now, there is no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. That is not true in the slightest. That's not how that works at all. That's not how that works at all. No. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land. He has to! He's in the land! Ugh, I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand. You can't say no from a request from an old man, but you can say no to the chief of the fucking police? Okay. Doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Also, not accurate, but sure. Alright, now let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the tests. They verified that the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and a heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence. I'll be the judge of that. Okay, well, these guns are identical, so this is the gun Lauren had, but it doesn't have any rounds in it. It's not gonna kill anyone. What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head. Hey, they sparkle! I bet they're really valuable. Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here? That's a good ask. And then the gun. Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? No, it's not. Used to kill Deacon was originally stolen from guard by victim during escape. Huh. Really? Are we sure? Because it looks exactly like the replica. Oh, bullet hole, yep. This bullet hole, that's kind of burnt around the edges. So this was a close range. If it's burnt around the edges of the costume, that would mean like the gun would have to be pressed up against it, right? Wait, those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is the most important fact. Why is that? Because it's proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Well, are these not the most definite pieces of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince Mr. Edgeworth over here. It's not. Alright, Lance. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun, and they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life, so Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Uh-huh. Sure, buddy. Sure. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all! Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do, however, I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. There certainly are. Yeah, I'm gonna have to press, because this is not helpful.
Hold it!
Hey, yep, there's fingerprints. Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops? There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensic technique money can buy performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? Should I raise an objection? Absolutely. Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pop's prints should be on that gun to begin with. The reason why Miss Pop's print should not be on that gun is... there's a costume! Because she was wearing a fucking costume, that's why. Yeah.
Take that!
Take that! It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume, Huh? But there's been no mistake! We found fingerprints, Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house. To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops' prints found their way onto the gun. Gah. Do you understand now, Mr. Amano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer. Oh, Lance! What? No way! I'm incredibly worried about her! But that doesn't change the fact that if you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have evidence. What? How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene but a setup. This proves the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all. And that would be the burn marks on the costume.
Take that!
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. The gunpowder.
Take that!
The burner on the bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point-blank range. So you mean the murder Miss Oldbag saw at the stadium really was... Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn. Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then? It was either the hideout or the haunted house. Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. The location of Lance and the victim were just before I was in prison was... the haunted house? I guess it's gotta be the haunted house. Haunted house.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume that the murder took place in the haunted house. The haunted house? Yes, and I have proof that it is highly likely that the victim was killed there. What proves it? The broken glass.
Take that!
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror. A mirror? What does that have to do with anything? Indeed, you don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume. Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous. However, there is one place I can think of where there is a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is a haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with the revolver in the haunted house. That's a clue. That is a clue accusation. Lance Armano killed the victim in the haunted house with the revolver. That is literally just the setup to a clue accusation. After that, you stole the Blue Badger Badgermobile to move his body into the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger Badgermobile was stolen confirms this as a fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Be quiet. Yes, please, do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I meant you. Now be quiet, Gramps. How dare you! I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Sheena, wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout? Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house. You see, isn't it possible the fragments got into the costume there? But Agent Log, there was no fragments on the floor, so the possibility is very low.
Now go back.
Probability. Long Z says, on a truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is, do you have definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. See, so since you don't have any, shut up. I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people in the haunted house, besides myself, were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? Agent Long, I have a special request. Yeah? I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house. Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission? Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth. Alright, permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing, got it? That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is the truth be brought to light. Doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is. Sheena. I'm here. Put it in the paperwork for the authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval. Who was that? No. Let's hold on for a second. There is no need to obtain approval. Mr. Amano. Agent Long, if you would please take a look at this. What is this? Sheena. It's the deed to the haunted house. The deed? The fuck you mean, the deed? The haunted house has a deed? I don't think that's how haunted houses work. At least not in an amusement park. Read it out loud. Gatewater Land Inc. hereby bequeaths the property known as the Haunted House, creative name, to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of 1 million paid full in cash. What? As you can see, I'm now the legal owner of the haunted house. Are you kidding? When did you... I ran into the owner of the park earlier. We made the deal almost immediately. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. That 1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. You used the ransom money? My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Amano was out here preempting us. Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Long, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Ugh, Mr. Amano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever. To be continued? I really thought that would be the end of it. I've been here for 3 hours. I'm gonna have to leave it. I'm gonna have to leave it here. I really didn't want to, but I have no idea how much longer this is gonna go on. I mean, this next one is probably the last one, but I have no idea how long it's gonna last. I'm gonna have to leave it here. Yeah. I really didn't want to do that, but... Yeah, I've already been here for too long. Alright, well... That was a plot twist. Yeah, yeah, that'll be the stream for today. Next stream, we will finish this, and maybe start the next one? We'll probably start the next one in the next stream. But yeah, yeah, that'll be the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.